You probably can't see it, but I'm in my own merch right now that isn't available for purchase just yet, and it even has my Insta logo on it. Today's topic is super important, not only for artists, for people in general, and mostly women, because we all our lives get told that we should be as much comfortable, compliant, quiet, that we should not be loud and not take too much of a space. While man gets to be loud, gets to be angry, gets to show their emotions at more. I once had a boyfriend who told me that he is allowed to be angry and hysterical because he's a man and his hormones are just like that. That this is just like nature's predicted, and my role as a woman is to keep him as much as calm as possible, because but he's not a child who can control his emotions, and I'm not his mom who should be able to contain his emotions. It's a really exhausting thing to do, especially when it's a grown-ass man. Being uncomfortable might sound harsh, and I'm not talking about being disagreeable just for the sake of it. I'm not talking about creating problems for other people just for the sake of it. But what I mean is setting your boundaries straight and strict. Don't ever silently take offense. Don't ever silently act like you're not hurt when you're hurt. And if you even do something, when you have to step over your boundaries, you have to let other people know what you're doing. You have to tell them that what you're doing right now is not okay. You're crossing your lines, you're crossing your boundaries for them, and you should never do it silently, because it will be taken as granted. Because if you never talk about your boundaries, people will cross you all over. It's hard for me to look at the camera because I have a light here. I'm gonna put it somewhere else. This one, I think, is pretty useful, especially when it's so dark outside. But okay, maybe like that is better. People will treat you just like you let them treat you. And it's not because they're bad. Maybe you're extra sensitive, or maybe they're just a piece of asshole. They don't realize what could potentially hurt you. Don't agree on something just because you think that you will be praised for that, praised for your sacrifice. It won't happen. And it's not even okay to wait for a praise when you do something for a sacrifice. Only sacrifice something, only cross your boundaries when you're ready to accept that there will be no reward for that, that it will be taken as granted. It's like you should loan money to someone, only the amount that you will be ready to say goodbye to. But being uncomfortable is important not only in your romantic relationships, but also in every single other aspect you have in your life. In relationship with people, with my friends, with my lovers, my lover, Freudian sleep. I'm joking. I got used to the idea of saying no, of setting my boundaries. But what is still super difficult and different for me is work and anything related to work. Yesterday, I texted 3 people, super cool people who have a lot of weight in my eyes. I highly respect all 3 of them. I highly value their advices. One of them was Mark Spiegler, former Art Basel, the director, and the other 2 were owners of really cool Russian galleries that I love in Moscow, that I highly respect, I highly love. I would love to work with some of them. Well, I'm already working with one of them, but with the other 2. Yesterday, I decided to fight with my fear. I messaged them all, and I've been asking for an advice. I want to film a video, a useful video with tips and little secrets for people, for young artists like me, for the time when they're sending their portfolios to the galleries, what to expect, what to do, how to write portfolios in a great manner. And I'm working on this video right now. I'll publish it later. I got answer from Mark Spiegler. Oof, I'm so happy. And I got answer from one of the Russian gallery. Oof, thank God. One of them didn't respond me, and today, the whole day, I've been feeling so cringe and ashamed because of that, because I reached out to him. Maybe he think that I don't know, maybe he thinks something bad about me, that I'm annoying or something. And this is exactly the fear of rejection at the first place, and fear of causing some issues. And I'm not causing anything bad when I'm reaching out asking for advice. If they don't want to answer me, they can not do it at all. And filming this video about tips and hints for young artists, I could potentially help a lot of other people. So it's not a selfish goal, it's something useful for others. This is what motivated me to overstep my fears and to message them all, and I'm so thankful for them to respond. And I'm planning to make this a beautiful video, a really useful and beautiful video, but it will take some time, some more preparation. But I'm really thankful for this ability to do so, for ability to get in contact with them. If there was a possibility to just delete a part of my brain that is responsible for being scared, that is responsible for feeling embarrassed and ashamed, I would gladly delete it, because I know that it would boost my career. But it definitely could ruin some of my relationship, because when you're talking with people, when you're building something as intimate as relationships of any kind, I'm not talking only about romantic, it's about any kind of relationship we could have, a family, a friendship, and everywhere when there is a communication person to person, there aren't any simple strict rules you could follow. And when I'm saying be uncomfortable for others, be true to yourself, it doesn't mean being disagreeable for just the sake of it. It doesn't mean encouraging people to overstep their boundaries in order for you to succeed, in order for you to get more. No, but if you're true to yourself, if you're taking care of yourself, of your boundaries, if you're setting up them straight, if you're confident and you know when to use your safe word, other people will be able to relax with you, because I know if they did something wrong, you will tell them about it. There's also a problem with me because I have an avoidant type of attachment, and before, if a person somehow did me wrong, the first thing that I did is to reject him mentally, to split myself from the part of me who experienced some attachment, some affection towards these people, and I would just split into halves and act like I didn't care at all. And yes, of course, it's a coping mechanism. Perhaps it saved me from some... No, it didn't save me from anything toxic. I've been through some toxic shit, and even with this coping mechanism. Sorry, this video might seem a little clumsy. One of the reasons for that is that I'm filming on a back camera right now, and so I can't see myself, and that's freaking me out. I feel so much more shy because of that, so much more timid, so much more closeted and tense, because I don't know how I look, and it would be easier for me to see myself, but it's so dark already, and the front camera would give a very bad quality for the video, and I'm trying to make more quality content, so I don't know. Please let me know what you think in the comments. Should I choose my own comfort? You see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Right now, I'm choosing your comfort. I'm choosing the quality of the video instead of my comfort of seeing myself. I'm uncomfortable right now, and not for others, but for myself. But this could possibly bring me on another step. I will have more quality videos. I will get more followers because of that, and I will step out of my comfort zone. So sometimes being uncomfortable is a great thing, and you should embrace it. So sorry for being a bit tense. This is why I'm a bit lost in my thoughts, in my school of thought. As a super sensitive and super empathetic girl all my life, I was trying to give other people the best piece, and I was the one who would sacrifice a lot for others in order to save friendship and stuff like that. And with me aging, I realized that it's only getting my relationship worse and my contact with myself, my connection with myself and with other worse. Because when you given everything you have, when you're always on the verge of breaking down, every little mistake from other person could potentially ignite a fire in you, but not in a positive sense of way, but in a fire in the sense that you're going to blow up. Your friendship will be over because you will say some angry things because you think that the person is owning you something, because you, even though he doesn't know that, you already gave him so much. You overstep your boundaries, you sacrificed your interest, and you didn't tell him that he was offensive to you and that he made you sad. You hide all of that, and it obviously took a massive amount of energy from you, but that person doesn't know that. He thinks that everything is okay. Because outside you're being comfortable, you're saying, yes, it's okay for me, it's perfect for me, we will do as you say. No, we will not do as he says. You should listen to yourself. And the real communication, the real dialogue, negotiation between people is possible only if only if you both are being true, are being honest with each other. I think what might help is to think about your position as when you're hiding something. Like, do you see the other person as weaker than you? Do you think he's childish and he can't accept the truth? Do you think you need to be like mama, trying to cuddle him so he would sleep peacefully? Or he's an also a grown up, he's an also an adult who can take responsibility, who can understand what his action means, who can accept his mistakes and make a move towards you to get your relationship better. Or if he's not willing to do so, maybe it's not a person for you at all. Sometimes other people will test your waters, test your boundaries, test your limits. Men often do that, but I'm not saying that only men do that. Sometimes women do that too. They will treat you just like you let them. It's not necessarily mean they are bad. Maybe they don't understand that this is happening. Maybe this is unconscious for them. But if they're adults, they should have already understand, realize that about themselves and get it fixed. And especially with men in a relationship, they will see for how little you could settle and they won't go overboard with that. So if you're agreeing on something small and you're completely happy with that, he would not try harder. I'm not saying manipulate him or something, but I'm saying if you're really feeling like this is not enough for you, don't accept it and act like it's okay, hoping that someday he would understand. We are all busy people who lead their own lives, and we all have tons of things to think about. And he is not he can't read your thoughts, even though sometimes you think that it's so extremely obvious. Maybe he sees a sign, but he's tried to act like he didn't see it in order to be sneaky, in order to see if you're willing to go in an open confrontation. And this is a skill that lacks in many people, a skill of being in open confrontation. Not being aggressive, not being angry, but addressing the shitty thing he did straight ahead. Or she, or he. Addressing something straight ahead. I'm working on my paintings. I post how picture how it goes. I made in ribbons, I made in pink bows and lace. It's important to accept that other people might not accept your boundaries, might not accept your desires, your needs, and this will be a place for you to part ways. And this is absolutely normal and healthy part of our lives, so our relationship. And as an adult, we must accept that. Okay, for the end of part, I'm turning the camera and I'm using the front camera again because Oh, this is such a stress for me. I think the difference between how I act when I see myself and how I act when I see nothing except for my hello stickers on my case and some capybara and my monkey stickers, and also there's stickers on my own drawings on my case. So girls, my sweet little peaches, I love you so much. Please, in order to get in your comfort zone, you have to start being uncomfortable for us. I think so. I really think so. Oh, how I miss my face. How I miss seeing myself. Mm. I'll see how this video goes. I'll see how different I act when I'm going to edit this video, and if this is terrific, if this is a huge fail, I'm not going to repeat it again. Okay, I'm going to lose in quality, but at least I will be true to myself. As I told you in this video, as I teached you in this video. And I've been listening about the different certain levels, and turned out that in the monkey troops, the alpha male, the monkey alpha male has the highest certain level of them all, and the most uncool monkey has the lowest. And in people in humankind, the lowest certain level we could find is the criminals who commit violent crimes, because they are willing to take more risks because of how low the serotonin is. Yes, it was super interesting video. I'm going through a course on how to be better at learning. So I'm learning how to learn better. And this is super great. I'm in love, I'm in awe. I think this is really useful for everyone, and especially for someone who didn't have a privilege or a possibility to be in the university. Actually, it's one of my darkest secret and darkest pain and biggest pain that I didn't go to university. I'm 21 right now, but I have a plan to go there. And might be surprising, but I would not be learning art. I would not be studying art in any form. Well, except for literature. If I had an endless amount of money, like super endless, and I wouldn't have to work afterwards, I would study English literature. And other than that, I would study business management, marketing, or economy. We'll see. And then I want to study in Russia, because a lot of our universities are really old-fashioned, and their diploma isn't really as important in other world. I would like to be more international girly. Let's see how it goes. I'm going to ah the battery is dead. Okay. So I guess technology telling me to shut up. So see you soon. See you next week. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you so much for watching this video till the end. I'm actually so freaking grateful for every new follower I have. I feel like I'm a bit closer to my ideal life. I'm thinking a lot about the values that I want to present with my videos, about what kind of effect I want to have on people, what are my goals, what I want my personal brand to look like. So I'm all in my thoughts right now. And right now I'm in my second short. This is the second drawing. This is my tattoo design that I've been making for myself, but I haven't tattooed it just yet. And now I have it on T-shirt. I have something really short and small to say. Often feminists are getting accused of being too loud, too aggressive, of not treating men as with the amount of respect they deserve, because we as a society expect women to be comfortable, to be timid, even when fighting for our rights. I have a friend who's making TikToks on feminism, and she gets tons of hate for that, and she often engage in discussion with people who leave in comments on her TikTok account, and seeing how badly she gets accused of being too aggressive, being hateful towards men, being like a man, like men do, like having that masculine personality trait that we obviously need to have in order to being able to fight for our rights, in order to take what's being taken away from us with force. They used force. They took away our rights violently. And the fact that the society expects us to change it really in a civil way, not with revolution or something, it's a bit unfair. You don't have to be comfortable in the way you're fighting against aggressors. There is no such rule that you got to be sweet and kind when you're fighting against someone who's taking away your rights, who's making your life more miserable. You don't have to be soft and gentle with them. You're not a bad person because you started to play by the rules that they created. So with that, I'm ending this video. Thank you so much. I'm glad I showed you my t-shirts. See you next week.